Because she's 4.5 months pregnant now.
She is.
Now, she took the baby to the emergency room and they said, well, this is very serious. This baby, they did scans and they said, this baby has a serious brain injury
Right.
here, and we're not equipped to handle the child at this rural hospital. We're going to need to airlift the baby to Denver.
Correct.
And so they did that. She flew on the plane with the baby to Denver. She tells Steven, you need to drive to Denver and meet us there. At that point, the baby is on life support. And they say after a few days, this is they take the baby in on the morning of the 11th, and on the 13th, they say, this child is brain dead. There's no activity, and the child is brain dead. The only thing that's keeping the child alive are the machines. And they make the very hard decision to turn the machines off and let the baby pass because there's just virtually no hope. It's
Right.
Devastating injuries to the brain.
Right.
I assume at that point, difficult decision for the parents that they were very distraught, emotional, upset. Were you there?
I was not. Stephen called and told me that they had to make that decision.
And how was he emotionally?
He was not okay. He was, I don't even think distraught is the word.
Was he crying?
He was crying. He was crying. And I just told him, I'm coming, right now, I'm leaving. And I did. It took me 10 minutes to throw some things in a duffel bag, and I was on my way.
And so he was sobbing and just inconsolable.
He was inconsolable, yeah.
How about Elke?
I didn't speak with her. I mean,
Were you at the funeral?
Absolutely, yes.
And how was Steven at the funeral?
Inconsolable.
And Elke?
Not a tear. Not a tear.
How was she afterwards?
She seemed relieved, to be honest, lighter, happier.
So you're basically accusing her of murder.
Absolutely, yes.
And you're making no bones about it. You believe that Elke murdered this child.
I do.
And that she's going to let your son take the fall for it.
Again, I do. Yep.
And in all fairness, you weren't there.
That's correct.
You
That's
didn't
correct.
see what happened. And you've only seen this baby 3 times.
Correct.
Because
Yep.
you live 5 hours away.
That's right.
So that means you've only seen her with this baby 3 times. You don't have a lot of data to base all this on. And you're advocating for your son, which I would 100% expect you to do. I would think there's something wrong with you if you weren't advocating for your son.
Right.
But you're not objective here.
No, I'm not. And I'm the first one to admit that I'm
Yeah.
not objective.
And I just acknowledge that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you acknowledge that as well. You don't want to see him go to jail, and you don't believe that he's capable of doing this.
Either one, correct, yeah.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.